Hi everyone, welcome back to Lisa's Love and Light. I tried to record this before. This is really weird and I don't know what happened here, but I want to let you guys know that I'm recording this video now because tomorrow my schedule is really busy and I won't have time to be on here. Um, so I'm doing this and I'm going to upload the video for you guys to watch. The topic of discussion is the scars left behind from abuse. I just did a whole video and it didn't record, so I have to do it again. Um, but the topic is a sensitive one, but it's a necessary one, and I speak from my own space of what I've gone through. Sometimes people will say things to you, you have this, you have that, etc. And they think your life is so easy and they envy you and they don't know your story, they don't know your narrative, what you've gone through, and how you've gone from A to B to C and D. And this is why I'm talking about this. Also, and somebody needs to hear this because somebody might be going through something. But keep in mind that I'm not a therapist, social worker, or counselor. I speak from my own personal experiences and how I overcame situations so that I can help other people. And I've also made vows to God to pay it forward to help other people and not to and to share what I've gone through, not to be ashamed of it, to see things from a different perspective, have a different mindset, to see that situations sometimes come into our life for a reason, season, a lifetime, or a lesson. And these are the things I've learned so far since I've been on this healing journey. And sometimes it feels, alone at times, but necessary because in a space of being alone, there's meditation, prayer, reflection. I also do the therapy once a week. And it took a long time to talk about these things with my therapist. But as you start to heal, you start to open up more and see things from a different perspective. Um, so the title is The Scars Left Behind from Abuse. Being slapped, being kicked, being choked, name calling. Um, all of these things is not love. And when someone tells you they love you and they keep doing these things to you, there's nothing loving about these things. And then, oh, baby, I'm sorry, it'll never happen again, etc., and so forth. And then things are quiet for a while, and then, boom, the same scenario all over again, probably worse than the other times. So it's a pattern here. And there's nothing loving about it. Real love comes into our life to enhance it, to uplift us, not to bring hell to it. Um, any form of abuse, like I just mentioned here, is not love. None of these things are loving. None of these things add anything to enhance our life. I can remember a time just before I had all those losses during a shutdown, is being in a committed 6-7 year relationship and things being good for a while and then dealing with abuse. I dealing with somebody who, after they start drinking, have just being abusive and saying it's never going to happen again. Watching my son tell me, that how weak I was, etc. Having issues with my own child because of this. Because instead of leaving the situation, I choose to stay and try to work it out because I was always told that things will get better. And things only progressively got worse until one day I just made a decision that enough is enough. But like 6-7 years later, and it took a long time, but it was so necessary because the abuse was escalating, and and when you love someone, you want to try to work it out and do what you can. But there was what I had to learn, and I learned this as I started therapy and taking care of my mental and physical health, is to love myself. And when you love yourself, you start seeing things from a different perspective. Um, to see things that are for your highest good, to know what's for your highest good. And none of this was definitely for my highest good. My self esteem at that time was shot to the ground, couldn't get any lower to the ground. And I was walking on a tight rope because everything I did, was being scrutinized. And it just got to the point where enough was enough. And one of the things I regret is that my own child being affected by me staying as long as I did in a negative, toxic situation. However, like I say to you guys all the time, life and situations and events happen for a reason, a season, a lifetime, or a lesson. And these things were certainly a hard learned lesson. But once I learned the lesson, that door got closed forever, and I don't have to repeat that lesson. What I've learned is to choose myself, love myself, and to know my self-worth so that moving forward, I don't make decisions, negative decisions. I see behind the mask that some people might be wearing. I take my time with situations instead of jumping into them as I did in the past. And to see a person for who they are and not what they tell me they are. Baby steps, doing things differently, seeing things from a different perspective, learning lessons so I don't have to repeat them, and closing doors that are no longer for my highest good. It's all these things I had to learn. But nothing happens overnight. One day at a time, one step at a time. It's so important for us to take care of ourselves. If anybody's going through this, like I would suggest starting with the therapist, because that's where I started with that, and dealing with so many losses, losing my mother to COVID, losing half my family to COVID and sicknesses, and friends, really good friends, and being at a space where I was in a lot of pain and grief for a long time. And it took a long time to get through these things. But I talk about it because somebody needs to hear this message. Somebody needs to know that, prayer, God, there's help out there. You don't have to stay in a place stuck and stagnated. I turned to getting a therapist and doing the work, and prayer. Being in prayer, asking God to help me. And as He did that, I made vows to pay it forward to help other people. And as I do that, it helps myself as well, because people need to hear the message, because you don't have to be in a place of despair and depression or stay stuck and stagnated in a situation that is not for your highest good. It's so important to be at peace, to choose yourself sometimes. Make sure you're taking care of your physical and mental health, because that's important. Because if you don't take care of that, you can't take care of yourself or anything else around you. So sometimes, being in an environment where you talk to a therapist is an outlet for the pain. And it also helps you to see things from a different perspective, that there is choices that you can make, but it's up to you. And for me, it took me a long time to make that choice, but I finally did that because it was for my highest good. It's so important, guys, to take care of ourselves. And what I do to this day is I take my time with everything, whether it's dating or whatever it might be. And I look at things from a different perspective and not for what I want it to be. And that's one of the lessons I've learned so far. And once you learn these lessons, you can close the doors and move to new things, better situations. God will open up the doors to better situations in your life. You know, it's so important. Take care of yourself on a daily basis. Do things to uplift your spirit, especially in this world we're living in today, where it's a lot of uncertainty and a lot of not so good things are going on. And you don't have to put yourself in a situation where you have to deal with toxic situations. I try to minimize any form of toxicity. You know, take care of yourself. Put music, laughter into your daily routine, you know, so that you can keep your vibrations high, you know, even though we are in these uncertain times. And I also stay in prayer, asking God to help me, you know. Guys, that's the message today. Hopefully this will help someone, because I'm not going to be on live tomorrow. So this video will be uploaded so that you can watch it in your spare time and share it with others. You know, every day we're going to be talking about things to help ourselves that relates to healing. You know, some of these topics will be just, you know, will be uncomfortable, and others will be light. But in any event, please subscribe to the channel so that you know when I'm on, and share these videos with others, you know. And thank you all for your support. The other video I did got just about 1,000 views. I think the video I did on Friday. And thank you guys for your support. I really appreciate you all. Continue to show up to the channel, you know, because people are being helped by these messages. And I talk from a space of what I've gone through. And if I can overcome these things instead of succumbing to it, you guys can do it too. One day at a time, one step at a time. Also, learn not to be at a place of bitterness or anger. Because if you stay in a place of bitterness and anger, then the person who hurt you hold power over you. The forgiveness is not for them, it's for you, so that you don't stay stuck and stagnated, so that you can move forward. And then you don't have to repeat those lessons anymore. You can move, close those doors and move to new beginnings. That's the message today, guys. I'm kind of losing my voice here, so I have to take some more tea and get some rest. But I wanted to be on to uplift you guys, to talk with you guys from a point of everything I've gone through and how I am getting through those things. One day at a time, one step at a time. Thank you again for being here, and I'll see you guys again sometime on Friday. Enjoy your evening, and I'll see you then. Bye for now, guys.